back at it again, JT Vapes, with another review. You know I love my RDAs. You know I suck on them all day and night. So, got Vandy Vape Iconic. Yeah, it's a pretty sexy beast. Let's take a dive down and do an unboxing, shall we? And we're back on the deck with a close-up of unboxing of the Iconic RDA by Vandy Vape and Mike Vapes. So let's open this mug up. Nice little, I like the way Vandy Vape's been making it. Okay, first you got your Iconic at the top. Pull that out, nice and there, nice and snug. Oh, there it goes. Nice little RDA. It's got a red tip on it. We'll get to the tip later. That's one of my gripes, but you know, I gripe a lot. Let's open up the bottom of the package. We got two, I believe, Delrin, clear Delrin, and regular Delrin. Not 100%, might be Altum. Knurled drip tips. Yeah, I have a love-hate relationship with them. They're pretty nice. I like that they're open, but I don't like the knurling. Bag of goodies. Got a little screwdriver. A 510 pin, or not 510, oh yeah, 510 pin, squonkable. I already put the squonk in, and we actually got this to take out the squonk pins. That's actually pretty nice that they included those two extras. Don't think they were in the bag. Maybe they were too large to fit in the bag. Let's open it up and see if there's any more goodies inside. Yes, there are. You got the qualified, certified, certifiable tag. I like that. That's pretty cute. And a manual. If you don't know how to use the RDA, I wouldn't even bother. But they have it in a bunch of different languages. And that is it. Now let's take this apart and look at it. Got my handy dandy pointing tweezers. Yes, they're called tweezers. I'm going to point out some features, of course. You have this nice, I like the look of this drip tip. Taking off this drip tip, when I first did, if you can see the juice around, you can actually see the juice around the rim. It was super, super hard. I had to basically grab some pliers to pull them off. You might have that problem, you might not. Get some juice in there, and it pops off pretty easily. So we're going to pull that off. That comes off pretty easily. All right, so your bottom airflow is really the point of this atomizer. You got two channels. You can see the holes on the side. Boom and boom. And then you have this one line channel, air channel, whatever you want to call it, airflow, right here. Okay, and it's angled up. It's all angled up because you're going to put your coils right about here, and I'll show you when I build the coils. And then you have these slots to put in your coil leads. That's actually pretty nice. You can put one here to here. You can make a big beefy coil. You can make an even bigger coil and put one to here to here. Same on the other side. You just unscrew these, and then the clamps come up, and then you screw them down to tighten them down. Pretty super simple to build on. The way I build, it made it a lot easier. I just did one to here, one to there. Your positive and your negative posts, respectively. Down here you actually have a raised, if you can see, let's see if we can check that out, the raised pin for squonking, so it'll puddle up a little bit in there. It's actually a pretty decent squonker, and look how deep that juice well is. You have to get up quite high to get it to leak through anything of this, which is good. Will it leak if it gets up this high? Absolutely, it will leak like a sieve. But really, really deep juice wells, if you wick properly, you really won't have too much leakage unless you over squonk or over drip. When you drip, I would always recommend dripping right around here so it pools down and hits your coil and your cotton. Watch if you get it to this side, you're going to drip it right into the open ports, and that could be bad. So that's really the downward view of the actual mod. You got your peak insulator right here. That's pretty much all it is to it. It's pretty simple, but it's actually really, really well designed. The machining's near perfect. Vandy Vape, you kind of expect that from them. We're going to build on it, then bring it up top, and I'll give you my final thoughts. And we are back on the deck with the Iconic by Mike Vapes. Look at that sexy beast. We're going to go ahead and toss two coils in this one. I got these coils from V&V Coils. They're sponsoring me on Instagram. Give them a big shout out. Go ahead and check them out there on Instagram. A pretty new company. really quality coils. If you can look at those coils and you can see those coils, they are actually, let's see if we can get a nice view of those. They are preheated, and you can see that by the blue. And I'll pop these in. And we're back on top once again with the Iconic RDA by Mike Vapes and Vandy Vape. Good ass shit. So, I'm vaping her on the G-Box at 100 watts. It's ohming out about 0.28. I can't say enough about these coils. I'm actually going to crank it up. Let's go up to 120 and see what she does. I'm vaping her at 120 on the G-Box. Cloud production, cloud production, cloud production, and taste. Alright, so the question is this better than the Dead Rabbit with the wells? I'm using the knurled tip, and I'll get back to the tips in a moment. Alright, so is it better than Dead Rabbit? Well, let me break it down for you. Okay, it comes with 3 tips. That's a pro. That's great. That's wonderful. But the tips are crap. And this is why I said the tips are crap. Alright, your only smooth tip is box. And I don't know. Okay, let's again grab the Dead Rabbit over here and let's look at the tip. Alright, when you look at these tips back to back, you can tell this one has like a little more, this one has a little bit more of a dome. And if you look at it, it's circled. When you put your mouth on this, yeah, you put your mouth on it. It feels better in your mouth. That's what she said. Yes, it is. But this one, it's boxy. It's really boxy. I just don't. It's not as comfortable. And then I can never get behind knurled tips. I really can't. The grippy feeling. It just. I don't know. They come with 2 knurled tips. I wish they would come with something clear, maybe a little taller. When I'm vaping on this, comparatively, not just because of the color. I promise you, it's not because of just the color. But compared to this, it just feels smoother. It feels nicer made. And, you know, it's 2 different brands. This is made by Hell Vape. That's made by Vandy Vape. I don't know. I don't think they've made these boxy tips. Maybe people like them. Again, leave down in the comments if you like those. I prefer this. I think it looks good. I think it's just a better overall tip. And the week and a half that I've been vaping on this, I've been using this tip. Be 100% honest, I haven't used any of those tips. I'm not a big fan of Neuralink tips. My second gripe, it is a leak magnet. It is a really bad leak magnet, but that's what comes with top airflow. That really is. So you really can't avoid it. You could probably make it a design in there, or make it part of the top cap and do top airflow. You could do something to design it away, but what they did with this is not bad. I've been blatting the juice. I've been squonking the juice. It works better as a squonker because sometimes when you blat, it actually has a tendency to cascade over. Those massive juice wells, another pro, is great because you can hold a lot of juice when you squonk it. It can hold a lot of juice when you blat it. Again, I'm not a big fan of the blatting because very often it will leak. What I did with this build, if you didn't notice, I put an extra cotton in there. I thinned it out a little bit, but then I added a good amount of cotton in there. I did it more than my first time. So overall, really decent vape. Now here's where I like this better than the Dead Rabbit. Flavor. That's it. Flavor. Its flavor is just a notch above. And why is that? Okay. When it comes down to coil dynamics and all of that, the best thing that I've found why RTAs are normally better flavored than RDAs are because of where the airflow goes. And very often they're bottom airflow. Whether it be top airflow intake or bottom airflow intake normally comes down and goes right to the bottom of the coil. The more coil that you hit with that airflow, the better flavor you're going to get. And the cloud production is there too. Now, that brings me to another con. You have two types of airflow. Okay. And the good thing is you can only really build it one way. You can only build it right over the airflow, and then it doesn't even have to lock in place because the deck is built in, the airflow is built into the deck. I like that. On the Pulse was the first one that had the locking ring. I liked that it had it like that because it makes it easy. It makes it, you don't have to fidget around with it. That was one of my gripes about the Dead Rabbit, is that top barrel moves. And it moves the airflow. Now, you can make the argument that if you want to put weird-ass coils any which way, but I still think I like the locking better. Make it the way you want it made. Make it the way you would build the coils. Again, I like this, but that brings me to the con. Okay, when you twist this, it twists the bottom and the top. There should be a way to cut off that large airflow and leave this bottom airflow, or to cut off the bottom and leave the top. Honestly, I'd rather the bottom because the bottom, it hits perfectly under the coils. These have an upward angle. It's not direct airflow. It's kind of an indirect under airflow. It's good. It's wonderful. It gives a good swooshy, I wouldn't even say turbulent in any way, shape, or form, really good smooth pull, which produces a lot of clouds. But if you want to cut that off and flavor chase a little bit more, you're cutting off those bottom. So what I've found is that one bottom open, and maybe it's like 3/4, I would say 3/4 the way open, is really, really good. Of course, it's a tighter draw, but the flavor ramps up even more. Okay, so would I rate this above the Dead Rabbit? No. The Dead Rabbit has some things going for it that this doesn't. Okay, if I had to rate the Dead Rabbit, it would probably be an 8.5. Very high. There's some things that needed work on it. This I would rate an 8. Now that is a high rating for me. I've really gotten something that I really don't like or have a big problem with, and I don't have a big problem with this. The juice, the tips, but you can get your own tips. And if you're like me, I have a crap ton of tips. Just the tip. So that's my honest review of it. It's a good device. Who would buy this? Flavor chasers. Flavor chasers that happen to like a lot of cloud as well. It's not going to be for your restrictive lung hits unless you want to tweak it down, and then you're closing those bottom airflow holes. And I mean, you get a little bit of restriction, but you're going to have to basically close off all the bottom airflows, which I think kind of makes this pointless if you close off the biggest feature, the best feature about this. So yes, this needs work. Maybe it's graded higher than most, but I really like it all the way open and the one airflow. I think it shines. It shines when it's made for what it does, and it does what it's made for, I would say. But overall, it is a good quality. Would I go out and buy this if I lost this? Yes. Because this and the Dead Rabbit are very neck and neck. I would say at first I was thinking, ooh, this is going to be better than the Dead Rabbit. Then I had some problems. It came with some things I didn't really care for. I'm going to rate it 0.5 under the Dead Rabbit. That little bit, a hair, see what I did there, rabbit joke, a hair behind this. So that's my personal rating. I've really kept it real with you. I'm not lying to you. I'm not lying. So leave me a like, comment, subscribe. If you want to get yourself coils like these, check out V&V Coils. I will leave a link in the description below. Like, subscribe, hit that little bell, the little thing. It'll announce every time. And right now, I'm having a giveaway. Now, already I've picked out part of my giveaway. I have not picked it all out. I hit 1,000 subscribers on Instagram, and to celebrate that, I'm going to get 4 sets of the V&V coils. I'm going to get a atomizer to put them in, and I'm not sure what else. I'm thinking about possibly giving a mod. It really just depends on my budget, but at least I will be getting you coils and an atomizer. So hey, that's pretty good. And maybe as I get bigger and maybe get more sponsors, and maybe this YouTube takes off. Now, how to enter that? All you need to do is subscribe to my YouTube channel. That's it. I'd love for you to join me on Instagram if you're not already there. Most of my followers came from Instagram because I have a big following. But click on that subscribe button. As always, for JT Vapes, stay sexy, keep calm, and vape on, motherfucker. Easy peasy. Mom's a sleazy. No, your mom's nice. She's cool. She told you don't call enough. It's a problem. It's a problem. It's a real problem. You know, you should call your mom. You know, I should call my mom. Anywho, what to do? Let me go ahead and straighten.